DA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he'll be stopped up at the 25. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game. And I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible. But we watched it happen.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Second down and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. You talk about this Falcon defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Now inside the 25. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
They'll set up a throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. The Cowboys at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and are controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You talk about this Falcon defense.
They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw. That is caught. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 30. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 79 Broncos. Ready.
They'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Back to 60.
Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Buffalo 18. Go.
They'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity miss there.
No doubt about it. When that all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. And big sigh of relief, huh?
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it.
So an early challenge, and you know that those coaches hate to use those red flags too early, but this one turns out to be... And
he will take it in for a Cowboy score. A great play there.
With his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. He finds his man, complete. That's Lane. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
This 2nd and 4.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
Left side, caught by Matthews. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Back to throw. Hardy. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1.
7-7, our score after 1. Now a 2nd and 10.
Up the middle they go. It's Lane, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
From the gun on 3rd down, Hardy.
To the right side and intercepted. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows the defense to tighten up their coverage, and they picked that one off.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
Let's go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. They'll set up to throw. And this is caught, but he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And, Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Only a 3-yard loss there on the sack, but more importantly, it leads to a 4th and goal.
Patterson's kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Off the bootleg. Hardy rolling to his right.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Well, I think you have to forgive him just a little bit here because he's out of the pocket trying to make a play. But he rushes this throw and just wings it downfield right over the head of his wide-open receiver.
From the gun on 3rd down. Hardy.
That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the 1st down.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the 1st.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a 1st down himself.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. 2 minutes remaining in the 1st half. 10-7, our score.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Looking to throw. Hardy. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, they got a takeaway on the last drive with an interception. How about this sack as a terrific follow-up? And that keeps pressure on this offense, and it could force them into more rush decisions or another turnover.
Touchdown, Falcons! A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have regained the lead. And now it's blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember,
and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. down the left sideline. Inside the 20.
I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Off the bootleg. Hardy. They'll roll him out right. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Here we go, set.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Ready. Set, go.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and throw for it here. That's to his running back, complete. Dances by him. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Cowboys! Brian Thomas in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the second quarter. And remember, Charles, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3 as well.
So what you're saying is if they take the ball down to start the second half and score again, it could change the entire complexion of this game, couldn't it?
Absolutely. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
final shot before break. Hardy.
And that's too tall for his receiver. It's incomplete.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game. Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 13-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line.
56 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Flush to his right.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? Let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They'll start on the ground here on first down.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Hardy. Looking downfield for Jones. Now the defense loses him. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's one heck of a third down conversion, a pickup of 39. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
They'll keep it on the ground. Lane. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Let's go now.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. 69 yards.
And the Cowboys are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Well, after the touchdown, here's the punter, Trenton Gill, to kick it away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Lane, he is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
The Falcons on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Lane.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
2nd down and 8.
Looking to throw. Hardy. It's complete to Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Off play action. Hardy.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw. Hardy. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Cowboys are right back in this football game.
A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there, and he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
2nd and 9.
Go!
He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, or they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome. And out across midfield down to the 45. 94 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got it at the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 35 yards the gain there. Another first down as well.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Cowboys have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. All right, so the Cowboys will go for 2 here. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
What a way to wrap up the week in the NFL. All tied on this Monday night as the kick is away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Here comes second down. Looking to throw. Hardy. That's caught by Pitts. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
They'll run on first down. It's Lane, and that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Able to find Jones. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Now a give right side. Lane. And he's got this down to the 35.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Let's go.
Off the play fake. Hardy.
Crossing route incomplete. He's got Pitts.
The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
Now 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Up the middle they go. It's Lane. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
So stuff for no gain on second down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it, but I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity. If it breaks down, he can take off and run for
it. And he got it. The kick is gone, and a fantastic finish here on a Monday night. And the Falcons are going to win the game. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons.
Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for the Falcons,
they level their mark at 4-4 on the year.
And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, the loss will drop them to 6-2.